Welcome back, guys. I'm happy, and we're on 1 down, 5 up.
And I am.
Here it comes.
No, that wasn't right. Dang it, I messed it
Dude,
up.
you messed up your own joke.
Dang it.
You want to introduce yourself over here?
Yeah, mine's a little less dramatic. Hey, my name is Joe. Hey, everybody.
Oh, here it is. I'm.
And his name is
Kyle.
So we're getting intro music now?
and his name.
Sorry.
Wow, you're still horrible with this.
Man, I clicked it once.
We're like on episode 9 now, and you're still absolutely atrocious with this board. I mean, you're the exact opposite. You want to know what the best thing about today has been so far?
Definitely what happened just about 10 minutes ago.
The last 10 minutes before we actually start shooting.
What happened?
Freestyle.
We had our freestyle master Boogie over here doing a little mic check.
I don't even know what y'all are talking about.
You got this? Do you have it? Do you
want the whole video?
Oh, I do. I want.
All right, so the video will be available on Instagram.
There's enough videos of me being embarrassed out here. Let's please get this little one out here.
But for the audio purposes, this is Joe's freestyle, and you'll also hear Mondrick in the background as well. Just
Yeah,
egging them on.
go.
Over. I want to do for my life to be over.
Get it. And then the good part. Here it comes. Right here.
Shigga shigga boom boom.
What the heck is Shigga Shigga Boom Boom?
What is
comment.
that?
No comment.
What are we doing here with our lives when we got Shigga Shigga Boom Boom? This is now going to be a new repertoire in my life, okay?
So, guess what's been added to the soundboard?
Shigga shigga boom boom.
It just makes me feel like that's the shit right there.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I just started a trend. Like now, everyone is going to be saying it.
I hope to God.
It's going to be a new TikTok trend.
It's going to be part of my freaking daily vocabulary. Like, you know what? It's a Shigga Shigga Boom Boom.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah, way to go, guys.
He's like, anyways, happy. Let's get on to today's topic.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm already
excited about today's topic, but God.
Every now and then when it gets kind of lame and everything.
Shigga shigga boom boom.
I also have the singing as well.
To be over. Yeah, I can't wait for that to be over. Holy crap!
This is never gonna be over. This is gonna be part of my life forever now. Just like Boogie, man. Like Boogie.
Yeah. Happy as crying. All right.
So today's episode, what we're doing is, I want to know what is the future of motorcycling about, and is it about, and who's the next generation of motorcycle riders?
So you're going over the next generation of motorcycle riders? Is that kind of what you want to go over? Or?
Well, it's been a big dip, okay? Harley's been blaming their lack of sales in the past few years to their population growing out of motorcycles, okay?
Yeah.
So which has sent them to do new things, like introduce the Live Wire, introduce the Pan America bike.
Yeah.
And the new Sportster, okay?
They're trying to grab that younger audience.
The
as
younger
we've said
audience.
Before in episodes before, if you guys have listened. Yeah.
Right. So what is going to be the future, and how do we actually get the kids, my kids, onto motorcycles in a sense? Because it was natural to me in the sense that I grew up on a bicycle. I wanted to go see friends. I went to my friend's house across town on a bike. I didn't ask my parents for rides. I didn't have no play dates. I didn't have none of that crap. It was just.
The problem is the world is getting worse and worse as the day goes on, and nobody wants to let their kids go out, as well as everybody now, in your day, didn't have video games and all that as much.
I did too have video games. I'm not that old, okay? It was Nintendo.
I don't know. Over 40. I don't know.
I am 39 and 18 months.
Okay. I don't believe that.
We have Shigga Shigga Boom Boom over here who does
Shigga shigga boom boom.
I mean, you're really protective about your kids. You won't
Yeah, I won't even let them, if I can't see them, they're too far.
Exactly. So you won't, if they want to ride across town.
They can't go around the cul-de-sac if I can't see them.
So riding a bicycle just down to their friend's house, no
I'm
go.
out. I'm out.
See, that's part of the problem. You know, a lot of, like my dad, he told me, you know, about, you know, days when he was a kid and he had I think it was a CT50, CT70, whatever it was. It was a little bike, but he used to take it out in the woods and his parents were just like, oh yeah, go ahead. But obviously it was like a come back at this time, and you did. But like at the same time, like kids don't have that today, as well as kids aren't as interested as they were before, because before they didn't have all these things to do, and now everybody has a 70-inch TV.
All
and
these video games and electronics in their hands and all that kind of stuff. Jeez, you sound more old than me, okay? But
wow.
Yeah.
See, you don't even understand.
Is that supposed to be something cool?
Yeah, it's something new.
I mean, but what do you think about this, Joe? Like, how do we get the next generation of motorcycle riders in? Because everything seems to be scheduled. Everything.
Yeah, if you could make it like maybe put them in a bubble and then they can ride a motorcycle. Because
okay.
They like to be really, safe. Everything that the new generation wants to do has got to be safe and politically correct.
So if your kid got a bike or a bicycle or whatever, he would have to be within sight.
Yeah, just because, my kids are still younger. I let Gavin, our oldest one who's 14, do. He can go out and do what he wants for the most part.
I hope so. He's going to be driving in 2 years.
But like the 8-year-old, if we can't see him, he doesn't go out. You know what I'm saying? Out and about. Like if we're not outside, we don't let him play outside. Those kind of things.
See, I know it's a completely different generation. I'm not advocating for you to say like, yeah, let your kid run across, because I probably was given way too much. Like, hey, yeah, go ahead. 4 miles to school, that's cool. Go ahead, take your bike. I'll talk to you later. But yeah, I'm not advocating for that. But how would you get someone like Gavin interested in motorcycles? Because I would like to have a job in 20 years.
Yeah, I think introducing it at an earlier age, the parents have to be into it. Then therefore, they're just not I don't think naturally gonna want to be around it if they're not used to being around it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
right.
Maybe 1 out of 10 might, but if they're not, it has to be a custom, like a thing they go around as a young age.
Yeah, and for me being younger, some of my friends were into motorcycles and stuff, and I watched it, and then I slowly got in, kind of a weird way, but it was friends doing it. Mm-hmm. And my parents did it as well, but I always just was like, okay, it's something that they do, but I didn't really see it as something that I wanted to do necessarily. It was cool, but I never thought like, oh, I should do this. But then once I did, I was like, oh, this is so much fun.
See, it was something I always wanted to do.
Yeah.
It was something... And the surprising thing is I started later than both of you guys. So it was just one of those things that my dad talked about his bikes when he was, after he got out of the Army and he rode cross country. I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. I want to ride. That sounds like free. And I remember being, like I said, on a bicycle, just being able to go wherever I wanted. It was my own transportation. Mm-hmm. But it was just more of, I don't know.
Yeah, and I will say, when I was a kid, I had like the bikes that I would ride, as in bicycles that I would ride around. I had a little scooter thing that my mom gave to me. I don't even remember, I was so little, but I would ride that up and down the street. They gave me some leeway, but at the same time, it wasn't. I don't know. It wasn't like, oh, you can go here or there or whatever. But then again, we were kind of in the country, so she didn't have to worry as much as a big city or, as much as it is today. It's pretty bad.
I think another factor about it is now that everything's going electric, which is about.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to bring that up too with the next generation. I was going to kind of let Joe talk about it because I was trying to let you have something. But with the EFTR, that is a perfect way to get your little one into motorcycles, or if he wants to see if he's into motorcycles, it's a cheaper alternative without spending, thousands of dollars. And then just be like, hey, try this out, see what you think at a young age.
So it was Thanksgiving. We just got over Thanksgiving holiday. We were outside. My stepdad actually decided to cook the turkey on the grill this year, which was something new. And the second we were outside, all he wants to do is ride his EFTR.
Yeah.
He's like, hey, Dad, I want to ride it, and me being, well, okay, well, stay where I can see you. But, anytime we're outside, he wants to ride his EFTR. So I think just him being around the motorcycle business, me knowing I'm in it, knowing, that I think that's what makes him want to be around it, just because, you know, he sees me ride or saw me ride or, you know, whatever. He knows that, you know, I'm around motorcycles, so he wants to be around it.
That's kind of how I was. I saw my dad and my mom doing it, and I looked at it as a opportunity, not like I want to do that exact thing, but it was like when you see somebody doing that, it's always in your head of like something that you could do. And then once I tried it, I was sold. I wanted to do it so bad, but
and they're fearless, man. I'm telling you, like he will get on it and like try to like do backflips on that thing. Like it is crazy.
That's JoJo. I mean, JoJo. Last year we did that commercial. Remember when we did that commercial promoting the first
Christmas.
year of the EFTR Junior?
Yeah.
So, and basically for everyone that doesn't know, Indian teamed up with Razor, and they produced a FTR Junior motorcycle. We'll have a picture on the Instagram, but for you guys watching, the
I'll pull
3
it up
people
real
out
quick.
there. It's basically just a electric motorcycle. So the EFTR Junior is really nice because it has the shocks. It actually has the front suspension and rear suspension.
Yeah, you got the Junior and the Junior Mini. So I'll pop
the
it
Mini.
up on the screen real quick. For everybody watching on YouTube, you guys can see it.
But
There you go.
JoJo, he didn't even know how to ride a bike. And was back to going about the thing is like he wasn't going to ride anywhere except in a cul-de-sac. And if you don't have a good place to actually ride in front of your front yard or anything like that, because I lived on busy streets and stuff like that, he wasn't going to ride a bicycle. So it was one of those things. So he wasn't sure about riding a bike. He actually picked up on the FTR Junior way easier than pick up on a pedal bike.
Really?
Yeah, because
So he never even tried a pedal bike, or he did? And he
never
did it?
tried a pedal bike, jumped on the FTR Junior, and first time he was scared, and then next time he
Got over
was
it.
fearless, and he was like, hey, and then once he figured out how to ride it, he's going down drain shit, shit's popping up, he's figuring out how to stand up on the damn thing and use the suspension with his legs, all that kind of stuff. And then he was like, hey, I've seen Dad do this, and then he wipes out. It's like, so
Like follow, like son.
it's been a while since I've done anything, okay? But it's definitely one of those nice ways to go. Now, the thing is that, but I mean, beyond the FTR, you also have like the Super 73s, which we've talked about with Gabe.
Yeah.
In the sense that it's a little more money, but it's a lot more money, but it's definitely like an electronic bicycle.
Yeah, now you're getting into the next generation of riding, as in our next generation of riding, as in the next generation of motorcycles, which I guess, and technically it is a motorcycle because it's an electric motor.
But no, because it's an electric motor.
Yeah, but really, you're riding an engine cycle.
I'm riding a brushless motor that has with pedals on it. So it's one of those things. It's back in the day, like the old mopeds back in the day. Like, because I have that 1979 Indian moped. And when it was awesome.
Oh, I remember.
You know that.
Yeah,
Right.
I've rode it.
So it has the pedals on there. And the Super 73 is like that back in the 70s because kids are able to ride it, be like, hey, and then they start pedaling when the cops are around so they don't get in trouble down in Mexico.
Of course.
Right.
I remember going over this myself. Yeah.
So it was just one of those things. But so I can see like, okay, cool. So we have kids here. You have those things, but what's going to bring them to the gas side, like to actual like motorcycles? I mean, I've talked about with the rep. I would love to see like a 125.
Well,
Indian 125.
And the problem is like everything is slowly. I mean, I'm not saying it's going to be next week. I'm not going to say it's next year. In 5 years, it's going to be a good while until it gets better. But everything's slowly starting to move to electric, which is a little sad. But at least it's instant torque, and there's a couple cool things about it.
So
but
far,
the sound.
All the electric bikes have failed. I mean,
yeah, and the ones that do good that I see are more like there's a bike that's like a mountain bike kind of thing,
right?
And it's and it's cool, but the range sucks. It's like 20 miles. Like I can't go anywhere.
Yeah,
on an
what would you
adventure for
think would
20
be a
miles.
good range on a on anything?
I'd want
electric?
at least 50.
So
I mean,
you know, Zero and Damon's something I picked up on just recently that I've been on my radar, and then Zero's probably when I think of electric motorcycles, Zero's the one that comes to mind.
I mean, I definitely think that. I mean, because we've had this conversation about other brands to bring on, and what do we bring on here at the dealership?
Yep. So Zero's, most of the models from I look online, most of them go 200 plus miles.
see, that would be awesome.
Which is twice the size of the live wire, the range of a live wire.
Yeah, and then the Damon, their top model goes 200, and then they have an entry model that goes 100. So
the entry model goes about the same as the live wire, but the entry model is probably about a third of the price as the live wire.
how much is the live wire?
About 30 G's.
Yeah, this thing's like sub 15 grand.
Which is still a lot, though.
Not when you're thinking about overall cost. Do you know how much money it's going to save you?
It is a lot, but this isn't like most electric bikes that I see are like, oh, $5 grand, oh, $7 grand. But
you're thinking about I'm thinking the electric bicycles are like $5 grand.
That's what I'm saying, and they don't go any distance. And like, sure, they're cool. There's a couple of cool things about them, but every time I've ever seen or looked at them or whatever, it's just like, man, I could get a one wheel and that thing would go just as far, and it would be so much more fun and just.
That's true. I mean, 100 miles. I mean, a Scout. I mean, you're going to get a little over 100 miles on a Scout.
You can refill a Scout in 2 minutes.
But most of the times where I'm going 100 miles, I'm not going there, doing something, coming right back.
All right, Joe. Remember that time when you ran out of gas in McDonald's parking lot in the drive-thru?
Yeah, but my car had been sitting there all day. How easy it would have been just for me to plug it up before I came inside, and then when I got out there, it would already been charged.
It didn't. Almost had it.
So maybe electric is the way you need to go.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, because then I don't have to worry. No, it's plug it in, and then I don't have to worry about it.
It's just sitting there waiting at home. So I can understand that. My thing is, okay, when most people think about motorcycles, I think this goes into a different thing that
it's exploring an adventure, and you want to get out.
It's the different type of riders. Like, is it a mode of transportation for you? Is it a
well, if it's a speed thing, then they should go electric because it's
okay. If I'm
a
race, okay, right. If I'm racing, then I can understand it. Electric. If I'm doing just something around town as a commuter bike, I can understand
electric.
Okay, I can understand that. Okay, because I mean, I was listening to one other podcast about motorcycles. Like, if you're not riding a motorcycle in LA, where you could lane split and you could take shoulders and you could do this, that, and the other thing, you're stupid because it's like that's what LA's just too much traffic. Motorcycles make sense. So electric makes sense there. But
and of course they're big about, the gas and all that kind of stuff,
For me, electric doesn't make any sense because
you like to travel. You like to
travel. And I think one of the limitations I haven't been able to get over is every electric bike looks like a rocket. They all look like some kind of like sport bike thing. There's no cruisers. There's nothing with the bags. There's nothing with something that is setting up for long hauls. Yeah. Which the thing is, you can actually build like.
Well, and one of the things that pushes me away from electric bikes every time I talk about them is the sound. Like you're one of the things I love about riding motorcycles is the sound. Like I enjoy hanging out with everybody. Oh, that's a good sounding exhaust. What am I supposed to say? Oh, that's a good sounding motor. Like,
you don't hear the motor.
I think that goes into the generation now. Like they don't want to offend anybody. They don't want to get. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What offends people the most is the exhaust.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Don't you put that evil on me, Ricky Bobby.
Yeah, like I said, I mean that is clearly like I said, it offends people the most. Even when we start your bike in the showroom, everyone's kind of like, "Oh God."
No, that's just
motorcycle. It's so loud.
Everyone, but
that's his.
The customers all love my bike.
Yeah, I'm not saying they don't love it, but it's like if you're on the phone, like in general,
if you're trying to do work,
if you're trying to do something, it's over. It's loud.
Especially in metal.
Well, in a way, he did that video of the Chief, and he sold me on a freaking Chief just because he changed the exhaust on it. But see, if you go electric, there ain't nothing like that. As well as the battery efficiency and everything. Are you going to have to, change out the battery every 4 years or whatever?
That's something I've been wondering about forever because electric cars are coming on, and they're coming on strong.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's got an electric car, it seems like now.
There's a place in Finland or something like that.
Most new cars are going to have anywhere from an 8 to 10 year battery warranty. Just on the battery.
Okay.
I don't know about the zero.
I mean, it's good to have that kind of warranty. And I can't tell you the exact place because I just can't remember, but I was told there was a place in like Finland or wherever it is, and they would drive these electric cars or whatever, and then whenever the batteries would die, it would be more expensive to change out the battery and to do all this stuff. And, I guess it's hard to get to, or maybe the batteries are so expensive, or maybe a combination of the two. And literally it's a pile of brand new or newish cars that are in a freaking junkyard. So I'm kind of scared it's going to be like that. You're trying to save the environment, but then throw away all these cars.
Well, I mean, that's something I've never heard. I've never been able to find the right answer on that, okay? Everyone's talking about the carbon tax, so the carbon footprint.
Yeah.
What is the carbon footprint on these lithium batteries that are just so massive and powerful and have so much, and all the rare metals that are being mined for these batteries?
Okay. It's going to run out, as well as like they're probably like, oh, the carbon footprint, but at the same time, there's not enough compared to gas to look at the differences or anything.
I don't know.
I don't know. But
I say you could recycle the battery. You're not going to recycle the carbon that gets released into the air.
I agree. I'm not saying that.
From burning gas.
I'm all about like gas. Like, hey,
I don't really care. I mean, it doesn't matter to me.
I do care. I mean, I want my kids to have fresh air to breathe. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really. I mean, I'm never going to see that day, so it doesn't really matter to me.
Oh, okay.
Right?
So you're one of those guys. I'm never going to see it, so therefore, screw everyone else. I don't care about I don't care about my grandkids. But
why would you?
Because I love humans.
You still ride your motorcycle in your car.
Shut your mouth.
In your truck. Your big old, your jacked up diesel truck. I
don't got a jacked up diesel truck.
You had a diesel truck.
I had diesel. Okay, we're getting off topic here. But I would like to know what the actual real study would be. I would love to see a real study between gas versus the carbon footprint of a lithium battery. And
there's no carbon footprint of a lithium battery.
Well, something's charging these batteries. Something's producing electricity.
You could go solar for charging if you wanted to. You could recycle the battery.
The problem is it's too expensive.
What, for solar?
Well, I mean, by the time you buy, all these solar panels to put on your freaking roof.
Yeah, I'm not saying day one it's more expensive, but maybe not year 10.
But your kids are going to have better houses because you're going to have solar panels on.
Yeah.
The kids that you said you just don't care about. Yeah, okay, longevity.
I mean, like I said, if we're just talking long term, it's better.
I don't know. It's weird. It's one of those interesting topics. Yeah. But once again, why are electric cars taking off so much, but electric motorcycles are...
I think for the motorcycles, it's more of everybody wants to have the fun and enjoyment of the motorcycle. It's not necessarily like a car. Everybody's thinking, oh, cut back on gas and all that. But a bike is like, well, it's pretty good on gas already. So is that necessity
over need? Is that, or want over need, huh?
Yeah, I mean, I guess like not everybody, but most people would be like, okay, I need a car to go, or I need a truck or whatever to go to work, which I know you can use a motorcycle, but most people.
Right.
And then a motorcycle is like, oh, well, here's my options. There's not many good options, or at least not.
It's rider style. I think a lot of it comes down to rider style.
Yeah. And all their friends are going to have a gas, and then you're going to be the one guy on an electric. It's weird.
I don't think it's that.
But you don't shift on an electric, do you?
No,
I don't know if I'd like that. That's something so much fun about riding motorcycles, is being able to shift through the gears and enjoy. And you're going to take apart or take away the sound and the shifting and
you're putting me on a sport bike.
There's probably, I don't know. I feel like there is shifting.
I've yet to see a cruise. There's one company that produced like a tracker scrambler. Which one is it? I had it pulled up, but it's basically like a tracker scrambler style motorcycle. Okay, and that was like, okay, that makes nice. It looks nice.
It's electric?
Yeah, it's electric, all electric. And it's like a tracker scrambler, and I can see it having an electric as a secondary bike. For around town, just something bebop for a commuter bike.
Yeah,
I think it's
for me. It's exactly the commuter, as well as like with me stunning and everything. I've looked at electric bikes, and like the bikes I've been looking at are more like kind of like mountain bike-ish or dirt bike-ish, because it's stuff that's just a quick run or whatever. I could go off-roading with it, as well as I could do wheelies and do what I want to do. Well, if you go off-roading with it and you're not supposed to be there, it's super quiet. If you want to do wheelies and you don't want to be there, it's super quiet. So that's what I've kind of been looking at. But at the same time, I guess I don't tell anybody that. I just kind of say, oh, yeah, it's great for the environment. But at the same time, it's so expensive.
Because, Victory even tried the electric thing before they went out of business, the Impulse.
Yeah.
See, I don't even know about that.
How many did you guys have any at Baker?
Oh, no. Because they're having issues, I guess, with the motorcycle when it released. Mm-hmm. So we didn't get any impulses. I guess it was like eating through transmissions.
Okay.
Because it was just so much torque.
Right.
That it was just so. When we would have the Victory demo truck, they would be on the Victory demo truck, but you couldn't ride them just because they were having issues.
So between that,
but it was nice. I mean, tons of torque, and it would look good.
I've heard the same stuff about the Livewire. It's like awesome bike, incredibly fast. JT, he rode Livewire. He was like really excited. He wanted to go ride it.
Yeah, I don't know if I take JT's a credible. I think he's a credible.
Oh no,
source.
He's totally credible.
Yeah.
But it was just the fact that he said it was fast and it was awesome. But he goes, I'll never own one. It's $30,000. I mean, you actually timed that perfectly. But it was $30,000 for something
That's
that could
true.
goes 92 miles.
We might take about, JT is, I get it. I mean, he's man's strong. He's definitely a strong man as far as his actions and what he can get away with. So I get it.
Definitely what he can get away with. It's kind of scary, but we'll not go into that.
Shigga shigga boom boom.
Sorry, I just
He is
wanted
all
to
about the
do it
shigga
again.
shigga boom boom.
Yeah. So
But it is just one of those things. It's like when I could buy a Challenger for the same price as a Livewire, but with that, at least I get bags.
yeah, every time you say live wire, it makes my skin crawl. Like I don't even think of it as electric motorcycle. Like I want to kick it over every time you say it.
That's how most of them look, though.
No, man, you gotta get out there.
Okay.
If you go to Zero's page right now, they have bikes that look like dirt bikes, but it's
here.
Zero.
Zero, yeah, Bram Zero. And then here's what I was looking for.
Here's pictures of Zero.
Okay, here it is. The Horwin CR6, okay? It actually looks like a tracker bike.
So which bike is that? The F. Let's see here.
No, this is Horwin right here.
Oh, okay.
But that was the one I was talking about.
Okay.
But so Lux Digital has basically the top 13 electric motorcycles, and for price, for a variety of things, but none of them are really for values. I mean, look, sport bike, Zero sport bike right there.
I'm looking at a sport bike right now. I mean, and see, this is stuff that I've seen before, but I've never actually really looked into it. I mean,
what does Damon's bikes look like?
sport bikes.
Sport bikes.
Yeah, I think, but that's the trend. I mean,
is that the trend?
yeah, because I mean, the 50-year-old man there's a 55-year-old guy that's going to hop on a cruiser, or the 45-year-old dude like you is not.
I'm not 45.
that's kind of cool.
This is not.
They're not.
That
They're not.
looks like-
They're wanting sport bikes. They're not wanting cruisers.
Oh, I like their website though.
Yeah.
So what is that saying about us? Okay,
So this is the way I look
we're
at it.
Indian dealership.
Yeah, so eventually it's going to be now there's 10 gas bikes to one guy riding. Sooner or later you can look around, there's going to be 10 electric bikes to you still riding your,
So
gas.
it seems like, but Harley's going to be shy of going to electric bike again.
Do you think the reason
Indians
that they're all crotch rocket and stuff is because they're trying to go for the younger market, and most people that are into cruisers are going to be like, electric, get that out of here. Because guess what? They tried it with the Livewire. Sorry. And I know it didn't work.
So,
Sorry to
but
keep
I mean,
bringing it
Indians
up.
shine away. So Indian owned by Polaris, freaking did Victory. Victory had the Impulse, shied away. You haven't even heard anything about electric with Indian at all. All right. So cruisers are our lineup. This is what we sell here.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to have to until they have to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But then we're going to be in the same situation that Harley's in.
yeah, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it goes back to you stick to, whatever you're good at, you stick to what you're good at. You're going to have to let Zero and all these people kind of go ahead, and they're going to be the front wave because that's not your field. That's not where you're good at it. You know what I'm saying? So if you try to focus on those areas, you're not good at it. No one, you'll fall by the wayside.
Yeah, and I mean, even the car companies are slowly coming into it, but some of the technology, it just don't seem like it's as good. Like,
Yeah,
I get it's nice, but like at the same time, literally we're looking at a crotch rocket here that you can get in a Honda or Yamaha or whatever, and you spend 10, and now you're
other
spending
than
20.
Tesla, I can think of one car manufacturer that has done well with electric.
I couldn't
That'd
even
be
tell
Ford.
you. Ford.
Ford has. Volvo wants to go all electric by
They want
20.
to.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Ford already has a truck lineup.
So Ford, okay, so that's what.
Mach-E. I mean, they're pushing this thing.
So that's my point. Okay, when electric first came out, it was like the ugliest cars that you could ever exist. Okay.
They're heavy too.
Well, yeah, because you could carry all that weight because you could put. It's got four wheels. It's not. You're trying to balance it. All right.
Yeah.
So I think that's the one thing I saw a video on is that on motorcycles, just trying to get that weight distribution where it's like, okay, how do I make it so that way a bike's still nimble enough to actually ride, but give enough power with batteries, and that's going to make it worthwhile. Okay, that's been one thing where it's like they haven't conquered that yet. So you have to go with lighter lithium batteries, more of them, but even then adds weight. But going back to the thing with cars, the first electric cars, nobody wanted them because they were hideous. I mean, you think about just even the hybrids, like the Prius. Like it's like, yeah, nobody said my Prius was cool, ever.
You had a Prius?
No. It was a bumper sticker. No.
Oh, I figured you.
I can't even fit in a Prius.
I'd attack you as a Prius guy.
No. My hippy-dippy wife didn't have a Prius, okay? No. She wants a Subaru, but that's something different. But now you're starting to see even hybrids, electric vehicles being modern day looking. Like, actually, okay, cool. The Ford Maverick actually looks like a real truck.
The Mach-E.
The Maverick.
The truck.
The truck.
I got you. Okay.
Yeah. It actually looks like a real battery. It looks like a real truck. It looks like nothing.
Yep. I'm in.
I could be in on that.
As long as you're not driving that far.
But if you're around town traffic, if you're around town and you want a truck, and
it's right now, the technology makes it perfect for a second vehicle or a second motorcycle. It is kind of how I look at it. Because the last thing you want to do is be like, oh, yeah, I definitely want to get that. And then you get it. And then it's like, oh, I want to go to Florida. Oh, you can't. Oh, I want to go, And
there's these people that travel
station.
With their stuff. I mean, why can't we get motorcycles? I mean,
people that travel with their stuff. Like, I travel with stuff all the time.
I'm pretty sure I've done some research on it. It's like quick charging is like 80% within the 45 minutes.
Yeah, I know it is quick with like Tesla. You can like.
So you're telling, So quick, I mean, a low cost, and I only got to wait 45 minutes for my. I mean, that's you go get something to eat.
So that's one thing I did read in an article was that around the future is, if you're going to have these charging stations, they're going to have restaurants and experiences at that place.
Yeah.
45-minute experiences of sense that...
You put a charging station right in front of Starbucks, every white girl is going to be happy in the U.S.
Well, as long as they have pumpkin spice, charging.
Correct. It's got to be the right time. Pumpkin spice charging.
Pumpkin spice charging.
I didn't see you going that way.
I love pumpkin spice.
I knew you were going to say a basic bike, bitch. Yeah! Oh, what's the Shigga Shigga Bang Bang?
Oh, that's on a different thing. There's so many things, man.
I do like pumpkin
when
spice.
When you want
Forget
that,
y'all.
you gotta
Shigga Shigga Boom Boom.
Sorry.
I'll just be so glad to the next episode. Maybe we can phase that out.
Well, maybe the singing.
I don't see that phase out of my life.
I wanna do for my life to be over.
Get it. And that's me. Get it. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I even said something, but you didn't hear it. But you might have had your head set up, but you were singing in the mic. I'm not really sure. But I was like, oh yeah, recording, and then.
Yeah. No. Well, anyways,
nope,
but
didn't hear that. But no worries.
I did read though that it's going to make it more of like bring back like the 50 style like road trips where it's more of an experience instead of just rushing, fill up quick gas, and then get back on the road. It's going to make it where it's like, hey, here's the biggest ball of yarn while you recharge your freaking.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and I think that's what makes road trips suck so bad, isn't it? Like you're in the car for 8 hours, and you're filling up 5-10 minutes, and you're gone again, and it's 8 hours of non-driving. That's what makes road trips suck.
Yeah, that's what makes road trips suck. It's not the screaming kids in the back.
No, because they're like, once the car starts moving, they're just like, they're asleep. My kids don't be screaming in the car. They'd be asleep.
They just be on iPads and iPhones.
Yeah, but you can't even talk in this car because it's so quiet.
You can. Makes it easier to talk.
Every time one of those Carolina squat trucks comes by you, and you just like, oh, man.
I just remember when you had the Tahoe, okay?
Oh.
Yeah.
And you actually came in one day. This is totally tangent. And you said, I think I want to squat my truck. And I was like, if you do that, I'll quit right now. Like, I'm not even joking. You squat your truck. That is nothing more.
That is so bad.
There's nothing more repulsive.
I think they made it illegal now.
They did. Thank God. The one great illegal law out there.
You can't squat the Charger, so.
Oh my God, you can't squat the Charger.
Yep. So.
I mean, it's so bad enough that.
Now I want to put one of those. I want to put one of those little side lights on it. Maybe look like the police.
Oh, so you want to be complete opposite.
You want to make me slow down every time I see you
because everyone already slows down. It's like it's the gray colors.
I wouldn't slow down if I saw your car. Because it's like that nice color.
Yeah, it's not that, especially at nighttime. As you see the Charger lights, the Charger has lights, and every cop is a Charger. So it's just like, okay, I see this freaking stupid iconic lights.
They stop.
Let me see.
Spotlight on the side. I'll be there.
Let me creep up. This is the most annoying thing. Creep up. It's like, oh damn, it's just freaking like a normal. Then you go by it. I hate Chargers, but thank you, cops, for all driving them. because it makes it very easy to.
No, I want to thank our police officers for being police officers.
Yeah.
Thank you for what you do. See how easy that was.
The
Happy
kids love them.
See,
Thanksgiving's over, dude.
yeah, it was easy just to give a little thanks, man.
Thanksgiving's over, bro. Like,
Look, I'm not the one that has 8,500 speeding tickets. Okay,
you know what?
I'm not the one that pays their mortgage with speeding tickets. Okay,
I've probably built a few roads around this town. I'm not gonna lie. I've probably built a few roads. I probably put a lawyer's kid through college.
You ain't first, you're last.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I will say, where was I going with this? I forget where I was going to go with this before Joe threw me off. I don't know.
You were talking about
experiences. You're talking about experiences, the 45-minute experiences.
So that was the big thing, though. I mean,
I
don't
think
know.
for motorcycles, that would work a lot better in my mind because it's like for motorcycles, you want to go out and enjoy your day. You know, it's a commuting thing most definitely, but I think for most people that ride motorcycles, it could be a commuting thing, but it's something that you get enjoyment out of, and being able to go out and explore, and then you stop at a place and charge up.
You give me a bagger, okay? Electric bagger. I might actually consider that.
Why?
Okay. If I could take a quick charge with me, like something that I could quick charge, I could take stuff. Once you go bagger, you never go back. Okay? In the sense that I'm so used to taking stuff with me. I have a jacket. I have my gloves. I have like 3 pairs of gloves. I have socks. I have shirts. I have helmets. I have this, that, and the other thing. Okay. Exactly. So, and then
who was that?
If I'm able to throw a
Sheesh. It was that annoying thing.
Okay, might as well just get the screaming goat on here. That was horrible. Oh my god, make it stop. But you think about motorcycles. You're trying to hit back roads. You're trying to call Kim, aren't you?
No.
Oh. Okay. You're trying to hit back roads. You're trying to hit the more remote areas on a motorcycle, right? Have fun just getting lost.
Oh, you're away from the city and the charging station.
You're away from the city and charging station. So now if I have a bagger, I at least have if I have like a small, compact, quick charging thing where I can hit that remote diner, plug in with my own charger that I brought with me on my bags.
They yell at you for a couple minutes. You know,
They can kiss my ass.
No, I think they would have. I mean, when you get to that point, I think everybody's going to be accessible to charging, right? Everything's going to have everything's going to have charging.
No.
I'm telling you, 10 years, everything's going to have somewhere you can plug up to.
I don't know.
See, maybe.
It's coming, but I don't think it's coming in.
I'm trying to think of some remote ass.
Yeah, I will put a 10 grand on it right now.
I'm trying to think of some remote ass town in North Carolina, okay? Where it's just like, you know what?
Bogue, North Carolina.
Bogue, North Carolina.
I don't even know where that is, so yeah, sure.
Okay.
It's a real place.
Is that where you're from, Bogue?
No. But I've been through there, and it's remote.
I mean,
he's just over there thinking about.
What about the place that Mondrick got lost last year?
Like a Winnebago.
He was just like in the middle
Burgal.
of he got lost. It was just like I thought he was gone. Like
I
it
was
was
in the middle of Winnebago.
Have you heard that story? That's another story for another time.
We'll talk about it another.
But I don't know. I mean, I'm
interested.
I'm interested to see where.
But then
it goes.
I think that just comes into like planning. Like you got to be a good planner of your trip. You know, if your bike has a 200-mile radius, then
and to be honest, we're talking about range, and I'm complaining about range, but that's because most of the bikes that I've looked at are on the cheaper side. But once you go up to more expensive, you get like 50 miles or 100 miles, whatever it is, and really, to be honest, that is enough.
Yeah, so you're talking about 200 miles. It's a 4-hour ride.
Well, I ride all day, so.
But that's the thing.
But
like,
you don't ride all day nonstop.
Pretty much.
You could not. That's the thing.
You stop for at least 45 minutes, an hour, some at the time.
Yeah,
So-
but being like, hey guys, let's go over to that charging station down the
No,
street.
it's gonna be the charging station's gonna be right where you're at. There's
I
So
hope
when
so.
that happens,
anywhere.
maybe.
I mean, I hope so because the fact is that kids are now growing up with everything electric. Everything's just electric in their hands, electric this, electric that, power this, power that.
Mm-hmm.
I think the thing that's going to hurt it right now is that there's going to have to be more variety. Okay, that's what I would like to see. That's going to keep the people that we're selling bikes to now, the 30-year-olds, Okay, the 25 to 30-year-olds, not the ones in 10 years that are going to be 25 and 30, but the ones that are now 25 and 30, so like in 10 years they're my age,
Well, maybe they're getting used to electric on the sport bikes, and then next they're going to be like, man, I wish I could have a cruiser that's electric. So maybe it'll come in about 5 or 10 years.
I think so. I mean, I would entertain a cruiser. I would entertain something where it's like, okay, I don't want to regress because I'm not going, I commute. I take everything with me on my bike. It's like,
yeah.
So I don't want to wear a backpack. I don't wear a backpack. I want to actually let my bike haul the shit.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be interesting. I definitely am worried about with the kids just because there's just that age where they're going to come up electric. And unless we jump them into gas at some point.
Or we have gas or our new electric stuff for them, yeah. I mean, I don't know. The whole thing is going over to electric, but I'm definitely going to, in a way, I've already looked at it and I'm like, I'm going to miss gas because it's coming. There's huge companies that are already saying that they're going to go away from gas by like, it's far away. It's like 2035.
You think it's far away, but it's not that far away. It's 14 years. 2035 is 14 years away.
Yeah.
I plan on still driving in 14 years. And I'm going to
sound so stupid in about 15, 20 years, whatever it is, when I'm like, oh, yeah, remember 14, when I was, and they're
14 years from now, you're my age.
Yeah.
Right?
I don't know. That would be a long time.
This ass. But the thing is, you plan still riding in 14 years, I imagine.
Yes.
So at some point, we're going to all have to make a switch to
electric or keep riding our old, as they'll probably be called at that time, beaters or something. Yep.
They'll just probably be called
whatever.
I don't think they'll be called slow bikes. I think they'll just be called like the fossils.
I don't know. I think it's at a point where maybe like they would get banned.
No.
Yeah.
No.
California,
yeah. I mean, California already does it.
California's going to ban
I mean,
us.
if you don't have certain stuff on your motorcycle now, you can't ride it, and you're not supposed to ride it in California. Certain emission things like you can't buy new. I mean, I'm telling you, man, it's going to be if you don't hop on the electric wave, you're going to be one standing and like, well, look at everyone around you like, oh, man, what's happening?
So what's my stock tip then?
I guess anything electric.
Zero damage.
I mean, I'm pretty sure someone said, hey, what's my stock tip like 10 years ago? And they were like, you should buy a Tesla. And now look at them. They're like, oh, I should have bought Tesla.
You should have bought some Bitcoin.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, I mean, it is 10 years. Write it down. Everyone, the charge stations everywhere.
I would hope so.
We'll revisit this in 10 years.
We will. And y'all will be like, damn.
I'm sad. I'm like, Indian's my brand.
And if they want to hop, they better hop on but they don't need to be the first ones to try to pioneer it because that's not their space.
Well, maybe they're just waiting for the technology to get a little better. Maybe they're waiting for like
it's okay to piggyback technology. It's okay to do that, right?
Once it gets good enough, then they might be like, all right. But the last thing they want to do is come out with something when it's not ready.
Yep.
No.
So.
Or force it.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. It's interesting. If you have any comments about this, let us know.
Yeah.
In the reviews in our YouTubes and podcasts,
Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, we got all of it. And as well, we do want to bring up that video that we were talking about earlier of Joe, the
Shigga Shigga Boom Boom.
It is on Instagram.
Thank goodness for that.
Totally going to be on Instagram. Come on, there's enough embarrassing videos on me, okay? But this wraps up another episode of One Down, Five Up. Yeah. Subscribe, review us, mention us to your friends. Anything you can to get the word out there, just because we really want to keep doing this and we really want to get some new ideas. If you have ideas about topics you want us to discuss, let us know.
Yeah, exactly.
All right.
We'll be happy to hear from you guys. Yep. But until then,
this is Happy. I'm out.
This is Joe. See you later. Bye. Bye.
Get it.
To be over, I wanna do for my life to be over.
Get it.